to T.D.T Talk, where we tell you
the damn truth.
Welcome to the truth, where the truth don't lie.
All right. Happy Friday, y'all. We got LaSwain up in the building. How you doing? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Because I need to make sure my volume is there, and I don't have my co-host to back it up for me to let me know if they can hear me or not. So can y'all hear me tonight? Because I got a lot to talk about, a ton, if you will. Go ahead and put in the comments where you guys are calling from. Let us know, rep your city, let me know so I can say my hello so I can get started. And look, if you ain't shared this with someone, a few someones, look, I'm gonna need y'all to pause and send them the link because they need to hear this. This is a message and a blessing all in one. Because baby, I'm just happy. I'm nervous, but I'm happy. All right, so who we got on tonight? I see Brody is in attendance. My A1 since day one. Who else is in here with me today? Because look, y'all, I'm solo, so I definitely need y'all's participation so we can have a very intimate conversation. Intimate. I need this. Yep, across the street. All right, I'm gonna give y'all just a few more seconds. I really want to know. I see the viewers. Yeah, definitely want to know who you guys are because I appreciate your support on the last day of June. You know, Pride Month, we did a show concerning the LGBTQ plus community earlier this month. Then we kicked it off with the Father's Day edition because, baby, I had to salute the real ones out there. So if you guys did not get a chance to see either one of them shows, go ahead and log out when this is done and review those two shows because they were really impactful, gained very good knowledge with the panel of people that was selected to be on the show. So definitely appreciated it. Hey, Ava Boo, how you doing? Y'all, I'm happy. I'm happy. So look, tonight is brought to you by hopefully I will remember my name in the morning. Just want to be honest. Celebrating. Because why? I'm worth it and I deserve it. So in this cup, I got liquor in this one. So y'all see wifey, yeah, she gave me some encouraging words and all of that. So it's liquor in this cup. But then when I start to really dive into it, you know, it's wine in this cup. So we're gonna see what happens by the end of this show. So I'm gonna need y'all to hold me accountable. But again, I am speaking from the heart and I'm celebrating. Thank you, Amanda. Yes. Cheers. Damn it, I'm gonna take a drink on that. Yeah, that's hitting. That's that fireball right there. Y'all remember what happened in the last episode when I had that fireball? I started to drift just a little bit. But we're gonna make it do what it do. So cheers to me, y'all. So I got Slade cracking up. Amanda was saying cheers. Ava, again, greetings. Swain is saying he's here for the shits and giggles. Also, congrats again. So, y'all, Fireball is not trash. This is cinnamon wrapped with adultness, catered to a hug. It's amazing. But for many of y'all that do not know me, welcome. Welcome to T.D.T Talk, where I'm going to tell you the real truth about loyalty. But before we start today's episode, the reason why I'm getting these cheers and congrats, hey, baby, my baby done came into the room with, no, that ain't my baby. My baby done came into the room as well. Welcome, baby. Ava, again, congrats and cheers. For those of you guys that do not know, today was my final day of employment for someone else. I have spent almost 5 years. I want to say it was 4 years, 8 months, to a company, and I really enjoyed my clients. And along that a little over 4 year journey, I met some really cool allies. Amanda Ronnie is one of them. I had the pleasure of her being my colleague, but they saw her excellence and she became my supervisor. So really, we kicked it off really well, and I've always admired her and her ability to really understand some of the situations that I brought to her. I'm gonna let you know now, not every situation was peaches and cream. Some of them was very racial, and Amanda is that supervisor that doesn't just nod and wave. There was action that was taken behind it. So for that, I salute you, Amanda. I will definitely miss you as a supervisor, but I gained you as a friend because you're on my Facebook. And a lot of people don't join my Facebook, my private Facebook. So cheers to you. But y'all, I don't work for the white man no more. Lord, y'all, my ancestors is in the back. They are singing spiritual, the Negro spirituals, y'all. They in the background with that angelic choir. Because see, the one thing I had to learn, y'all, I was scared, scared as hell to quit, because that comfortability, that loyalty, which is what we will be talking about in depth today. I was loyal to a fault when it came to this company. And at some point, it just clicked. I had to believe in myself. And because of that, today was my last day. I no longer have a 9 to 5. I am starting my own business, so I'm really excited about that. I will be providing my own therapy under my own terms, and I am excited, super excited. So, yeah, really excited, y'all. Like I'm smiling from ear to ear because your boy started his own. I did not let the construct of societal norms, people's insight, none of that persuade me to not step out on faith. Because y'all, I'm technically broke. I needed a sip on that because your boy is technically broke, but I'm not, because I have faith and I'm seeing people are already reaching out to me to take them on as my client, for me to be their therapist. Why? Because Black men in this field, we are unicorns. We are few and far between. A lot of people do not see that representation because we're not there. We're not there. So the fact that your boy is stepping out and about to be across states doing big things, damn it, I deserve it. And I'm happy and I'm excited. I'm scared shitless. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm scared. But I had to leave and I had to know my worth. It took me a while. Should have been gone. It took me a while, but I left. So yeah, I'm excited. Before I get to some of these comments, let me start with the disclaimer. My co-host is not here to reel me in, so please buckle the hell up. Buckle up, baby, because it's about to get deep. Um, and what you hear may be triggering. All jokes aside, what you hear may be triggering. And that's okay. If you happen to be triggered, please reach out to myself or my co-host Sharon Dickey, and we will set you up with a therapist that you can speak with, to kind of help you process that. Sometimes we all are like, no, oh my God, they were triggered. And in certain circumstances, yes, we definitely want to make sure that we don't trigger people. But sometimes there's things that lie in the unconscious. And when you are triggered, that can be a blessing, because now the healing can begin. Now you know what has triggered you, and now you know how to start that process to healing. So triggers are not always bad. and they're definitely not good. But I do believe that when you are triggered, especially when something triggers you and you're unaware of why that feeling or that intense emotion occurred, that allows you to begin that process, that journey of learning who you are, learning why that triggered you, learning coping skills that can prove conducive to that person you want to be. So, if you are triggered, please reach out to one of us and we will set you up with a therapist. Now back to our scheduled program. Um, so, yep, Brody, you already know I gave that good old disclaimer. Mind and Matters Men's Wellness. Yes, thank you, thank you. My girl, my work wife, Kimberly. I'm gonna miss you, boo, but you can still call your boy. You can still call me, girl. Um, and then Amanda, one of the ally that I was telling you guys about in the beginning. Thank you, Carl. You're valued so much. So ready for this show tonight. Cause baby, sit back. Cause you gonna learn today. And then yep, and we sip, and I did. And I'm definitely about to speak on it. And Brody claimed it. Unemployed, not broke. You damn right, because I learned how to manage my money well. But I feel broke because I know the next check ain't gonna come from that location, but I'm happy for the new location in which this money is gonna come from. Vanessa, welcome. Girl, I was wondering if you was gonna join me tonight. Welcome, welcome. So happy you are here. Your friend ain't here, but you already know how I get down, Vanessa, so I know you'll enjoy the show. And yes, I knew who you was, Rich. I knew that by the title of your name right there. I knew who you was. Welcome, y'all. So, quick funny story. I joined a group of Black male clinicians and came across the post with my boy Rich. Well, Richie, but I just call him Rich. And we got into a conversation offline. And y'all, I really feel like I found my my therapeutical twin. Like we have a lot of same concepts, same ideology. And I was like, yes, sir, let's get it. So really glad that he joined the live show tonight because I would love to hear his perspectives on things. Vanessa in agreement, yes, sir. You already know this show about to be lit. So starting it off, y'all, I talked about loyalty. Whoo! And for the Black folks in here, y'all know we are loyal to a fault. As I've been doing my research throughout the week and just really trying to find the correlation to certain things surrounding loyalty, baby, when I tell you I'm about to break it down, even to your epigenetic, that's the genes, the DNA. Y'all, when I tell you I'm about to get down to the nitty-gritty about loyalty, yeah, it's gonna make your mind flip. It's gonna make you think. And if you got questions or you disagree, I am here for an intellectual conversation. So please share your points of view, your thoughts, your insights, baby, because I'm here for it. But loyalty. What is loyalty? The dictionary defines loyalty being faithful to a person to whom allegiance or affection is due, faithful to a cause or an ideal. And when I started to really break that down, I was like, wow, that was me. I was faithful to a company that would use me in the sense of I got my work done. My clients, I would get referrals for clients. And it was all based off of word of mouth. It wasn't me out here showcasing, like, I'm so great, love me, come see me. Nah, I be trying to be incognito. So I just be minding the business that pays me. But my reputation got out there and I began to be even more loyal. I wanted to pour more into this company and into my clients just because I could see the light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of these clients that I counseled. So it kind of hit me when certain things wasn't going my way, i.e., interviewing for positions that I know I was qualified for. Been in this company for a long time. And y'all, when I say in this company, I mean I started at the bottom, literally the bottom. When I started, I was an AP. I only had my undergrad. And from there, I was in my master's program. Almost graduated with that, but I had a year left. So I was an AP and an intern. So I was working a full time job for them doing intensive in home. And y'all, if you don't know what intensive in home is, baby, we get to know you intimately. We are there for the good, the bad, and the ugly of any situation concerning the client that is designated to the therapist. So I was in the trenches. Swain said it right there, in the trenches, y'all. I mean, 12 o'clock crisis calls, 3 in the morning crisis calls where we had to either de-escalate the situation or go to these people's homes, and I would have to make a CPS report, call the police. There was a lot of stuff that I had to do. So I was loyal, definitely loyal, because I was like, if I work hard and you see my hard work and you can see the results that I produce as a therapist or at that time as an AP, you're going to want me to continue to grow in this company. And I did. So I went from an AP, I skipped the QP and went directly to a clinical supervisor. I managed the first team for this company. It was the first all Black team ever in the history of this organization being alive. I had two Black females, one AP, one QP that worked under me. And baby, when I tell you we went hard in the paint and I wasn't letting anything slide because I felt like the light was on me. They wanted to see if I was going to pass or fail. And so I held my standards high, but accessible for the people that worked up under me. And we did a wonderful job. So from there, y'all, I was still loyal to the company, baby. Y'all see how good I am? Ended up moving. A position was created for me. Again, being loyal to a company that was just dangling something pretty in front of me to continue to make me want to strive to be accepted. So it got me to thinking even further as my time came along. And loyalty is a devotion to a country, a philosophy, a group, or a person. Philosophers disagree on what can be an object of loyalty. As some argue that loyalty is strictly interpersonal and only another human can be the object of loyalty. And I'm here to tell you that that's a lie. Oftentimes, we believe that loyalty is a monetary gain, so to speak, or it's some type of gain in which you can rely on a person to be your A1 day one, and you're loyal to that belief. You're loyal to that person because they've never showed you anything to go against your beliefs, your morals. So I was really like, okay, interesting. That was me. I was definitely loyal to this company. And y'all, today was my last day. Only two people called in positions of power. Mind you, it was nothing but conversations of how they don't want me to leave, how they don't want me to do this, that, and the third. But all along, nobody that was higher than the people that called me even reached out. They told me they would, but they didn't. And so that really made me question, why was I loyal so long to a company or to a situation? And I saw the red flags. And Black folks, we can be, I swear Swain is in my head, we can be too loyal. We can be too loyal to situations and we see that it's not good. Or even if we can't see that it's not good, we'll turn a blind eye to all the negative things. When I tell you I've experienced racism at its finest, I have. And knowing that nothing happened was even more disheartening, especially recently. Y'all know I already talked a little bit about that a few shows back, but it I was loyal because I wanted them to see the worth that I saw in myself, so I thought. So, wanted to dig a little deeper. And according to the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, which was published, y'all know I be coming with those nice receipts because ain't nobody gonna say I copywrote nothing. But it was first published August 21st, 2007. And they stated that loyalty is usually seen as a virtue, albeit a problematic one. It is constituted centrally by perseverance in an association to which a person has become instinctive. Oh, Lord. Can't even say it. In Wow, y'all, see the liquor is already kicked in. Either way, you become committed as a matter of his or her identity. So I was like, okay, how can I correlate that to me? And when you believe in something so hard, you will literally alter your self worth, your self perception, and you will become something that you weren't, or something that you did not start out as. And that was me. I was like, I am no longer feeling like the person that I am, the goofy person. I wasn't happy to go to work. I wasn't excited to interact with people. I was perfectly fine in my nice little corner. And I didn't want to be bothered because I didn't see any room of growing. And that loyalty to this company kept me complacent. It kept me right there, and I was okay. So I wanted to dig a little deeper. And this can go back to slavery. And then I'm going to dive into some other avenues. And y'all, please feel free to talk. Swain, I see you. I'm going to get to some of your comments too. You be throwing me off talking crap, but still love you. But we could take it back to loyalty. And to me, I had a nice conversation with my boy Rich, and I was telling him that I believe loyalty is a construct. And construct is an idea or a theory containing various conceptual elements, typically one considered to be subjective and not based on empirical evidence. So, what is empirical evidence, you ask? Empirical evidence, meaning that there is some sort of information that can either support or contradict the idea. So, as slaves, we were manipulated. We were manipulated to believe that the master was the savior. It was the end all be all. They were the ones that inflicted the pain. They were the ones that fed us, housed us, all of that. But it warped our mind frame into believing that they were the savior. We had to do whatever the master said. And so I wanted to bring an example. We've seen them in certain shows. I can't watch a lot of slavery movies because it'll start to piss me off. But the slaves would see the master choking. They would see the master choking. And rather than watch that white man fall to the ground, turn blue, and die and leave, or hell, some leaving while he was choking, we would instinctually run to save him. And it was fear. It's really funny. I'm telling y'all, Swain is here in my mind. It's all a concept, loyalty, fear, etc. So we were conditioned by fear, and the fear was to save them so we could avoid the lashes on our back. And that's why we saved them, out of fear that we were going to be beat if we didn't, but we could have just let them die. But our mindset was so warped that we thought that it was okay to go save our abuser. And for a lot of y'all that like to dive in deeper, one could compare loyalty to a Stockholm syndrome, where you have that attraction, that affection towards the abuser. And I spoke to an ally about this. And when I tell you loyalty is so complex, because you can really, once you begin to dissect it, you can really begin to understand where it's coming from. Loyalty is fear. Loyalty is complacence. Loyalty will have you doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, all in the sake of loyalty. And it just really bothered me to know that I was loyal to a company that literally identified me as a number, a tax bracket. And we as Black folks, we will stay loyal to situations, and I'm going to get into that too. Relationships. We are loyal to friendships. We are loyal to situationships, employment, and we even have a loyalty to ourselves that can be disillusioned only because you're being loyal to an ideology about yourself that you set precedents at 18 years old. What do I mean? At 18, we thought we could take on the world. We did. We were set out to take on the world. Why? Because we were conditioned to believe that in school. You have to work hard to get to where you need to be. You have to demonstrate these certain skill sets, these certain values to be able to be recognized and accepted. But all along, during that journey, you started out at 18, now you're 36. Your mindset is no longer that of an 18-year-old. There's been trials and tribulations, and one could even compare it to social learning theory. You've learned things as you've aged. So the mindset that you had at 18 is no longer relevant to the mindset that you have at 36, 38, 42. It's not there. So y'all, when I tell you this loyalty, man, and I'm gonna dive in a little deeper. I'm gonna go to some of these comments and take a sip because y'all coming with some stuff, especially Swain. He owned it today. All right. Black people are too comfortable with their captivity, which translates to loyalty to their captives. Stockholm syndrome. We remain loyal to a fault, even when it's detrimental to us. We will remain loyal, all because we want to be accepted at the white man's table. Hell, we'll alleviate race. We just want to be accepted in societal norms. We want to be accepted. And we're not comfortable being who we are. Why? Because we've been conditioned that who we are is not good enough. And that's what took me a long time with this job, was to understand my value. I went in knowing I was about to take over the the therapeutic world, but along the way I became comfortable. This is an easy paycheck for me. Talk to a few people, few tears, few smiles. I'm good to go. Go home, do it all over again. I became complacent. I was loyal to that complacency. And all along, money ain't adding right. Feelings ain't equating to what I should be exuding. I'm a goofy person. For those of y'all that don't know me, typically I'm a lot goofier than what I am right now. But y'all, this job, the last 6 months, it was sucking the life out of me. And I was being loyal because I just wanted them to see just that one little thing that was going to set me above everybody else. When I tell you I got documentations in on time, they had an allotted amount of time given. Y'all, I had it within 24 hours. I wanted to be seen so bad to where I could elevate in my head of where I felt I needed to be. All along, being loyal was keeping me in a place that I wasn't going to be able to branch out on my own. And baby, here I am today on my own. Excited. Swain cracking jokes that I just can't read. Y'all, that instrictly was messing me up. It was messing me up. I was tongue tied like a mug. Just because it puts money in your pocket doesn't mean it's good for you. And y'all, that's crazy that Swain say that, because a lot of us had that old saying, what glitter is not always gold. What's glitter isn't always gold. And I did not realize that until I put in my 2 week notice. Scared as hell, but I put my 2 week notice in because I had to come to terms that I need to be loyal to myself, not for a W-2, not for someone else's standards, because your standards may not even align to the standards of the people that are around you. Why? Because loyalty is a construct. It's what you believe is morally right, ethically right, wrong, or in between. You may not feel the same way I feel loyalty is, so you can talk. It's easy for you to talk behind my back. It's easy for you to run your mouth because your loyalty isn't to me. Your loyalty could be to X, Y, and Z. And that to me is a red flag, because I'm like, oh, that's trash. I'm cool. I ain't gonna be loyal to that because that's work gossip. That's how things get started. And my name is Bennett. Y'all know that old saying, and I ain't in it. What don't pay me don't make no sense. It's all a concept. Loyalty, fear. The Django was one of the good ones, baby. The Django was good. That show was who that man. When the slave, the house slave, when he got shot and he ran to him as if, Lord, they shot his only son. Y'all, that's loyalty. All because he was put at a higher status than the field Negroes. His loyalty was so strong that literally when he was shot in his chest and the blood started to cover the little white flower, y'all, he wept. That hurt his soul. And y'all, that's how some of us are with our loyalty when it comes to people, situations, or things. Swain said, hence why Kanye said slavery was a choice. Argue with your mama. Baby, now when Kanye first said that, I said, Lord, here he go. Y'all know once you get one of them Kardashians, your Negronism, I don't know if that's a word, but we gonna coin it today. Your Negronism, it starts to be diluted. You go in strong, and then, Lord, they suck your soul out. I don't know what happened, but every black man that has laid with a Kardashian then turned out crazy, anorexic, or broke. Lamar Odom, y'all made that man run the crack. Just low. Kanye, he out here having his wife dressed. I don't know if that's his wife or girlfriend or what, but he got her looking like a garbage bag walking into church. I said, Lord, it was the Kardashians. And then they got the children. I ain't gonna talk about them children, but I want to see what they gonna turn out to be once they get older. Swain said, not all slaves made it to the mainland. They chose to fight. They don't tell those stories. They don't want us to know we are much stronger than we think. And you're so right. We know that the world was not built for us. It wasn't built in our favor. It wasn't even built with us in mind. And that's the disheartening part. And when I say loyalty, I talk about it from a black standpoint because, baby, I'm black. I'm blackety blackety black. Like I'm black, so that's all I know. But I feel like loyalty in other minority groups. I was just talking to my wife about this. Loyalty is a really big thing, even in other minority groups. You have the Hispanics, Latin community, Mexican, whatever. They are very loyal to the family dynamic. Their abuela, that is the monarch. They're very take care of it. Can be 27 of them in a 3-bedroom apartment, and baby, they gonna live comfortably. No man is left behind. Even within the Chinese culture, they're very big on the families and not putting them in homes. Like loyalty is big within the minority community, but black folks, we will remain loyal and justify the reason why we're loyal when you know good and damn well you shouldn't be loyal to that. But we'll justify it. I was loyal to a company because it was money. Was it good money? Hell to the no. Does my godson make more than me? Hell yeah, he do it. And that baffled me. How you make more money than me and you taking orders? I got a master's degree. He's still in high school. It baffled me. It baffled me. Rich is saying, let's not forget being loyal to status. I like that. Because one thing that I've noticed in this journey with this company, not all skin folk is kinfolk. And I had to see that. Just because you look like me, as far as pigmentation, our melanin may be similar, we may not have the same loyalties and values to certain things. You're loyal to the status, and you treat others accordingly. And it's unfortunate because you would feel like we have representation when in fact, I'm not even 100% sure that that representation was even empathetic to the situation that brought me to putting in my resignation. So very true, definitely loyal to the status. Swain was saying us wanting to be accepted is what led us down the path we're on now. We have been brainwashed. And it's so unfortunate because we have. We're not only being brainwashed by media propaganda, I've talked about that several times, but in schools, our children are not being taught what they need to be taught, and they're being taught to be loyal to a system that does not have their best interest in mind. They're literally being taught how to work a 9 to 5. They're literally being taught how to be the prim and proper employee. But what about them kids that be acting out, cutting up, bored? What about those kids that want to learn different languages? What about those kids that are learned from a different standpoint, not the traditional sit in your seat, look at the teacher on the board, copy it down. Not all children learn that way, but we're being brainwashed at an early age. And it's very alarming to see when you begin to break down loyalty, when you begin to break down that construct, that ideology surrounding loyalty, you will begin to see things for what it really is. You'll see who's genuine, you'll see who's fake. You'll see who's there for a temporary congratulations, and you'll also begin to see the people that are trying to stab you in your back. Baby, when I tell you I've experienced all these emotions in the month of June, but I still kept a smile on my face because I was Men in Black, move in silence, guard against extraterrestrial violence. Hey, y'all know I love me a good Men in Black song. Swain said, being loyal had you straight. Now, look, we talked about how diagnoses and certain symptoms look different in Black people. Y'all, stress in Black people, not only is that one of the leading killers within the Black community, is stress and what that begins to break down in your genetic makeup with your liver failures and organ failures and things like that. But when you starting to be stressed with as a Black person, you can notice it with your hair. And I want y'all probably like, what is Carl talking about? Think about it. Your hair and your weight are the two areas that differentiate stress and the levels of stress. Some of us stress and we retain water. We retain that, whatever we ate. Some of us stress and drop 75 pounds. But y'all, when I tell you this had me stressed out to the point, like I didn't even see the purpose of being a therapist anymore. And it wasn't my clients. It was not my clients that made me guess or second guess my ability as a clinician. It was that company. It was glitter and gold wrapped in a delusion for me. Maybe not for other people, but for me. And so you right, so it had me stressed. Amanda says systems and individuals break people down first, and then that loyalty comes through stronger, which often hurts the loyal person. Y'all, and she was there with me through the trenches. It hurt when you begin to have that realization that, oh my God, y'all, I'm being used. And I don't even mean used and then you get a kiss on your forehead like good job, keep up the good work. I mean used, no lube, $20 on the nightstand used. Like y'all, I was being used. And I literally lost my worth because I was being loyal to a company that I thought saw my value. And it was that loyalty that kept me restrained I really feel like it blocked a lot of my blessings. It blocked a lot of my growth because I was loyal to an idea that I either imagined or, y'all, they have some great actors there. So I was really under the impression that that's what they saw. But I had to learn that their loyalty was to that company, not to me as a person, not to me being grown or like flourished or nurtured into being a better me. Not everybody had me in their best interest, and it was definitely evident today. Um, the system was built to break us. It didn't, so they killed us, destroyed our cities, and turned them into parks and lakes. Baby, y'all, man, when I tell you Swain be on something, he be on something because we have to learn when to be loyal. Matter of fact, and I told Rich this earlier, and I would love to hear what he says on this. But I believe that we need to dismantle the construct of loyalty. Me personally, loyalty will get you killed. Loyalty will have you placed behind bars. Loyalty will have you doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing. Loyalty will have you so contradicted internally because what you believe and what you see, they're no longer aligning. I believe we need to begin to teach our youth how to be unapologetically them. We need to learn how to be unapologetically us. We spend so much time to appease a system that does not care, y'all. Literally, today is my last day. It may take them a while to find some. Well, first of all, you'll never find nothing like me, but it may take them a little bit to find another therapist. But y'all, I'm just another placeholder. That's what I was. I was a placeholder that did good work. They didn't really have to worry about because the proof was in the pudding. But I'm over here giving 100%, and y'all they paying me tens and 50 cents. It didn't add up. It didn't equate. Yet we are still loyal. Swain says stress made him bald. Well, if that's the case, stress made me a big body Buick. So, baby, after I just shed this, what is it, $5 million company, baby, I should be anorexic by the end of this summer. Like I should be a good one, some pounds. But yeah, that's where I'm hoping to be. Definitely hoping to be there. But just going into this a little further because I love learning. Y'all know that I love to be functioning and I love to always be evolving. I wanted to see, can loyalty be traced to genetics? So I did research on it. And you guys know we talk about a lot of trauma, a lot of things that can traumatize us that we're aware of or unaware of. So I wanted to look into it a little further. And like I said, we've talked about trauma before, and we know through research that trauma can leave a chemical mark on a person's genes. So, like we talked about in a few episodes back, when you get the police and they come behind you in your car, you instinctually you turn down the radio, you're sitting up straight, you got your hands at 10 and 4, and you don't understand why you're doing that. You you start to get sweaty, your heart begins to race, your breathing has changed. Now you have anxiety. Anxiety has now kicked in because it's the fear of the unknown. Now you have stress because now you're worried. Am I going to make it home? Is this going to be the day that I die? Will I be another martyr on why Black people can gather together for about 6 to 8 months and then we dissipate until the next tragedy? Is this that moment for me? And it goes to your genes. So a person's genes, it can be passed down to future generations. That trauma can be passed to your next generation. They are literally doing studies that can indicate that it came from your granddaddy to you to your son and potentially can go to your son's children. And so this mark doesn't cause a genetic mutation, but it alters the mechanism by which the gene is expressed. What does that mean? This alteration is not genetic, but it's epigenetic. So I was like, okay, let's dive into this. You know, Sharon has talked about this in a few shows back. She talked about it, and I was like, really, I only touched on that a little bit during grad school, but let me get a better understanding. So According to Dr. Chris Mason, he shared that epigenetic, in simplified terms, is the study of the biological control mechanism of DNA, the light switch that turns genes on or off. What does that mean? In essence, epigenetics control how or why the genes are expressed. And I really thought that this was very interesting because this was written back in August 31st, 2022 by Karina Margit, who was writing an article answering the question, can trauma be passed down from one generation to next? And I really thought that that was very interesting because oftentimes we're very familiar with trauma triggers. We're very familiar with being able to identify certain traumas. But what if this loyalty was a trauma trigger that has been copied on your genetics? We know what racism is before we were ever even taught about it. We know. We know what it looks like. We know what that feels like. Loyalty is the same way for me. And I really want to further discuss this because loyalty keeps us in a place of comfortability, which allows you to be mistreated. It allows you to feel worthless. And it'll really begin to make you second guess who you are as a person. That's loyalty because you're loyal to a situation, you're loyal to a concept, you're loyal to an idea of what should be. And all along, that loyalty is causing you nothing but pain and strife. And baby, when I tell you I'm a living proof of this, definitely a living proof. And so when I wanted to think about it a little further into the Black community, we talked about it before, crabs in the barrel mindset. We're loyal to the idea of improvement, betterment, but the moment our partner, the homie, the home girl, a family member begins to elevate and do a little bit better because their loyalty lens has been altered, they're now woke in that sense, we will drag them right back down because I don't want to see the next man succeed before me. I don't think I'm worth enough to allow success to be in my forefront. Why? Because I've been conditioned that way. And y'all, when I tell you, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you feel about loyalty? I want to see what you think, what you feel. Let's talk about it for these last few minutes because I think I might do a part two of this loyalty. Because y'all, when I tell you I was loyal to a company that did not give a rat's behind about me, they didn't care. I had people in the company that did care, but the company as a whole showed me they did not give a flying flute nanny what was coming next. But all along, they told me I was such a valuable asset, such a good worker. I come highly recommended in these streets, but they wasn't willing to pay me to show me that at all. All right. Make Black people love each other again. That's how we begin to grow. Definitely agree. I definitely believe we need to maybe relearn what love is, what real love feels like. Genuine love, man, it'll make you weather the storms. And I definitely think as a community, as a culture, as a vibe, even with our allies, we need to love on each other and pour in to each other. That way we can be the best unapologetically us that we can be. They oftentimes don't see your worth or see it and don't acknowledge it. When I tell you, Vanessa, they saw it. They ain't care. They did not care. They seen it. When I tell you I was on top of my stuff, baby, I was on top of my stuff. They just didn't care. And in turn, I just went with the flow. I was just being loyal to that paycheck, loyal to that situation, because starting a business is scary. It's a lot of damn work and it's tedious as all get out. But I was scared of that next step. Why? Because my loyalties had me delusional to the idea that I can do it by myself. The only way I thought I could succeed was being up under another company. And I had to have my eyes open to it to know my own worth, to know my value. Swain said, I wouldn't say genetics. Our parents taught us those traumas and placed those burdens on us. True. One could say that that's definitely social learning theory where you learn by your observation. However, they're finding that there is a link to trauma and your genetics. Again, when you have certain fears or certain reactions to certain situations that you've never been placed in before, that's a genetical imprint. And I definitely believe that we have a lot of trauma imprinted in our DNA, which makes us respond to fight, flight, or freeze. Oftentimes, men, especially, we are loyal to things that we know good and daggone well we shouldn't be loyal to. We know it's not right. We know we're not going to benefit long term from it, but we will go and do it because that's the homie. We have these unspoken codes that keep us so shackle minded that we can't even see the potential for elevation. We can't even see the potential for growth because we're so stuck in that moment. We are taught young to be loyal to a job no matter what. Man, look, I had to have been because this was the longest job I had consecutively since gaining my degrees. Y'all, when I tell you, a part of me cried today when I chucked deuces to the company. But on the same token, I had to really commend myself because that was hard. When you begin to dismantle loyalty, you question certain facets of you as a person. So for me, I'm a big body Buick. That's my loyalty. But in all observation, was I really a Mercedes? Deep down, was I a Tesla? I've been so delusioned to the big body Buick, but in all actuality, y'all, I was a Tesla. And I never saw my worth. Never saw my worth. I just thought I was a hoopty in these streets in the therapeutic world. But y'all, I'm a Tesla. I'm that good computer driven vehicle. Tell me where you want to go. Tell me where to go. Hey, y'all, I'm just saying. I had to really change my mindset and know my worth, even if my friends didn't believe me, even if I didn't believe in myself. When you have someone that supports you, baby, that is such a great feeling. But no matter even the support that I get from my wife, y'all, because this was a family decision here because it was going to affect us as a whole. I had her support, but her support meant nothing if I no longer believed in myself. So sometimes we really want to stay loyal to situations and we have to break that construct of loyalty. Learn to begin to be unapologetically you. Learn to be you and be okay with you, flaws and all. I'm not the sugar honey iced tea because I just woke up that day like, yo, I'm the sugar honey iced tea. I knew I was the shit beforehand. But it took me years of growing in my therapeutical knowledge, in my methodologies, in my concepts of what I believe is right that allows me to be the therapist that I am because I'm coming to all of my clients real. I am not fake or phony. Anyone that know me, I don't code switch because I'm gonna forget the passcode to get back to where I was. So I like to be unapologetically me at all times, and I may hurt your feelings along the way. It's not always intentional, but I'm going to be truthful no matter how you may or may not feel about it. But it took a while, y'all, and I can honestly say it took me 6 months to dismantle the mindset of being loyal to a company that was not loyal to me. Does not care. Very evident. Um, Let me see. Amanda says loyalty without prioritizing your own values is a survival mechanism, often a mechanism that ultimately hurts us. And it did. Y'all, it didn't just hurt me, it drove over me, backed up, revved the engine, the tires started to peel out, and then it just went over me again. Y'all, when I tell you it it just sucked. It's that is such a sucky feeling. Such a sucky feeling. Um, Swain says, not observation, bro. We place our fears on our kids. Our parents did it and theirs did it. We place fear in them. So when they are in the situation, they get anxious and fearful. Baby, when I tell you we're going to talk about that, parents, future parents, current grandparents, whomever, stop placing your fears on your children. Your fears were fears that were essential during that time, that survival period. My fears in the 90s are not the same type of fears that are going to benefit in the 2023s. It's not. We have got to stop placing our anxiety, our fear, our um, preconceived notions, any of that on our children because it's affecting their mental. It's causing identity issues. And this new generation, y'all know I already call them generational oops. This new generation, this is some of the most sensitive. If I don't get my way, I'm gonna blow up 15th Ave. Y'all, we really need to work on that with our children because we're emotionally stunting our children. We are causing them to have a diluted, warped sense of loyalty. I can circle it all the way back of loyalty, self responsibility, obligations, all of that. So I definitely agree with you on that one, broski. Model X and is. Quinette says God has bigger and better plans for you. So, eh. And he do. Y'all, like when I tell you I'm getting blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings, like I don't know about y'all if y'all seen that movie Praise This, but she said, don't worry about me. I'ma be all right. Baby, that's been my music in my head every time I step into something. Don't worry about me. I'ma be all right. I got God. I'ma be good. Amanda said, whoa, what's wrong with the Buicks? Those are my faves. You are a Tesla, though. Because for a while, I really thought I was a Buick. Y'all know I always refer to myself as a big body Buick. But sometimes, I want to be where the people are. I want to be on the road. I want to, pass them and honk too. But some Buicks be on the side of the road. It take a few ignition turns to be able to get it to go. So I'm a Tesla from here on out. I'm a Tesla. Slay said we don't teach how to act in a manner that isn't timid to make others feel comfortable. Y'all, when I tell you I had 0 F's given in my last exit interview, because what are you gonna do? Fire me? I already put in my resignation. What you gonna do? Fire me? And it was that comfortability that allowed me to address a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have said in like super. No, I'd have said it in supervision. But like if it was that end of the year review and your boy needed that 4% raise, I probably would have kept those as inside thoughts. But yeah, I'm not going to teach my son how to make the white man feel heard, seen, acknowledged, comfortable. Most definitely, because if I walk into an office and I'm uncomfortable, I don't see anybody playing some Tupac, offering me some Kool-Aid or anything like that to make me feel comfortable. I don't see anybody do that. So I'm definitely not going to teach my son that. No, hell no, hell no. Don't try to fit in because you were born to be different. Live your truth, love yourself, be loyal to your truth. And that I am. I got big plans in the making, and I have to be unapologetically me because this is what allows me to be the bomb therapist that I am, the good friend that I am, the best husband I can be, and the always evolving father because I don't want to be complacent in fatherhood either. As my son grows, I want to grow as well. And the only way that I can do that is being mindful of the fact that as he grows, I need to grow with him. What works now ain't going to work when he's 14. Swain says, I now teach my boys to be watchful, not fearful. Amen. I'm going to teach my son to be aware of his situations, but to be authentically him. Now, if you over here acting stupid, understand that stupid begot stupid. And once whatever happened, and I get a phone call, now you got to come home and deal with me. So, for every action, there's a reaction. But I definitely want to teach my son to be aware of his surroundings, be aware of who's watching you. And when you leave this house, you are an extension of me and your mother. And we kings and queens over here. So I'm going to need you to step in that same footwork because I'm not raising a disrespectful child. And I'll tell him that all the time. I'm not raising you to be a disrespectful delinquent by no means. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and I'm going to put it on repeat. Play stupid once, you're going to win 2 stupid prizes. Let's see if we can learn from that. All right, y'all. So tonight's show was my affirmation. I hope it helped you guys. I really want to spark some more conversations. There's more I want to get into, but this was my affirmation for myself. Today, I am free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty. I'm free at last. And it took a lot to get here. So thank you guys for being here on this journey with me. I'm excited to see what the future holds under my terms, under my conditions. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Please tune in 2 weeks. And I don't know what the show gonna be then. It's probably gonna be like a part 2 to this because I think Sharon will be back then. I'm not sure. It's summertime. She's conducting a conference right now. So shout out to you co-hosts, you over there doing boss making moves. So definitely appreciate you. We all good on the lane. Amen. Quinette. Yes. So yeah, tune in 2 weeks, the same black channel, same black hosts, and I will see you guys then.
Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth. Welcome to the truth, where the truth don't lie. 3 T's, no lie.
Thank you. Tune in next week, same black channel, same black host, and we'll holla at you at the same black time. Bye.
Right.
Right.
Teach no lie.